Ho, ho, ho. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holiday. Um, the Nasdaq was up, down today like 11 points or 0.05%, closed at 20,020 on 8% below the 50-day average volume. Thank you for watching my daily review. Today is December 26th, the day after the magic day, where the kids get to rip open all their gifts and adults too. Uh, the the market seemed like it was hung over on eggnog or something. Had too much eggnog on uh, on Wednesday because Thursday was kind of lethargic day. There were some areas of strength, and I'll get to that. But I just wanted to show, the Nasdaq first. This is the leading index. Make no mistake about it. It's closed Thursday at 1.9% above its 21 and 4.6% above its rising 50, which is the red line here. And I know some friends who are traders are just done for the year. They're not going to participate in the last Santa rally or whatever. They're just closing their books for the year. I think, the last week kind of scared them a little bit on that move down. And it's not on the Nasdaq so much as it is some of these other indexes, the smaller cap, the mid cap, slicing the 50 here and just kind of wallowing down below the moving averages. The IWM looks pretty similar, hard slice of the 50, that vertical violation that scares a lot of traders here. So only, the degenerate gamblers like myself are still trying to ride this trend through this Santa rally, which is today was day two of the Santa rally. And it goes through, the last 5 days of December and the first two trading sessions of um, January. So I'm still riding the trend. I'm going to get to that, some of the stocks that I'm interested in, but I just, had to point this out. And I understand why people are just closing the books and just don't want to deal with this market here. It's really kind of tough sledding, no pun intended. After being down 10 days in a row, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 5 days. So it's on a little win streak here, but still below the 50. And like I said, that vertical violation, that scares, some traders here. So anyway, the volume has been light, holiday, type of trading. I'll get back to the Nasdaq here. Um, and yeah, see it sliced just as 21. It didn't slice its 50 like some of these other indexes. So yeah, I get it. People are a little bit um nervous about the market. Here is the S&P 500, which undercut the 50, stayed down there on Thursday, was actually rejected then Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and now Thursday above the moving averages there. So S&P looking a little better, Nasdaq the leader, and the rest of a lot of other indexes not doing quite so well. The RSP tells us, the breadth is just not there. This is a market weighted um, market cap equal weight index. The S&P is a market cap weighted index, and the Dow is a price. So this takes out, all of the the weight from like the Apples and Microsofts and the Nvidias, the heavy, market cap, high market cap stocks, and just takes them all equally. And you can see this one sliced, it's 50 and just has not gotten back anywhere. So it tells us that a few stocks are kind of carrying the market, and a lot of stocks are not doing well. This is a long-winded way of putting it. Some stocks are, and a lot of stocks are not. So I just focus on the stocks that are, and I'm kind of whistling past the graveyard here. There's a lot of stocks that are not doing well, and I'm just going to start off with um, the Batman stocks. I cannot get used to, my wife worked at Broadcom back when it was called Broadcom. And it's always been Broadcom for me. I can't get into Avago or whatever, but AVGO is Broadcom. This was up 2.37% today. So a nice day today, $5.68. You can see it's just trading above its 10. And if I change it to the 5, you'll see that the this is just kind of riding its five here. And it'll probably pull back, but at higher prices, right? So I get the question of like, what makes a stock extended? This stock is extended from its base, right? Because its buy point was there at 185 and it jumped out of a base here. So, it's extended from the base and it's 4.4% above its five. So it's extended above even the five EMA. Um, so if you wanted to buy the stock, this is what I would do, like wait for it to come back because it does come back to its moving averages. They all do. I'm going to point out a few other strong stocks, um, in the that I'm watching, that I'm owning, that I follow, that I've just been pulling back to their moving averages. Apple, this one, it was up again today. Yeah, record high today. Apple at 259. I believe it has to go to about 264 to become a 4 trillion market cap stock. Now it's 3.915, whatever, getting close enough to call it a 4 trillion dollar stock here. The largest stock, and it's just on a roll, man. I went to the Apple store today. It was insane. I know you probably think I'm an idiot going to the mall on a day like today, but it was packed. And as soon as I walked in, the lady said, "We can't help you for another 30 or 40 minutes." I said, I think I'll come back." Anyway, Apple, you get conflicting reports. The iPhone 16 is not selling well, and then some people say it is selling well. So you just got to wait to the quarter, and we'll hear from Apple. Looks like the end of January here, January 30th. But anyway, just got to kind of wait for them to tell you what time it is. Whoops, not Microsoft. I wanted to go to Tesla. Tesla sold off today. And I hear, a lot of people complaining, see, even the leaders are falling now. It's like, gosh, don't be a Johnny come lately. Tesla, yeah, it was down today, and you can see it's still above its five there. Excuse me, I'm a little disjointed today. Going to the mall got me dizzy. One 1.6% above its five, so it's still fine. And don't give me this BS because since the election, which was 11.5, right? Tesla's been one of the leading stocks. It's up 80%. So there's some, profit to be taken here since this day early in November. So 80% move, compared to what your SPY or even Apple, which has been making new highs up 15, 16%. Um, Tesla's, like I said, it's got a lot of Nvidia's completely flat since the election. So it's got a lot of profits to be taken. So anyway, that's it for Tesla. And I do want to get to Microsoft and Meta, my M's and my Batman stock. This thing's just still consolidating within a base, doing nothing wrong. It's trading above the five. I should probably switch that back to the 10 here just for uh just for goofs because 10, any stock above the 10 right now. And this tape is doing fantastic. Anytime a stock is above the 10, it's doing good. And this is Meta Platforms trading right there at the 10. I kind of like this one. It broke out, pulled back to its moving average or the old pivot point. So it's kind of like giving you a second bite of the apple there. Um, and today just flat in the session. Like I say, it was look at the volume here, just nothing volume. Holiday type of trading. Um, Let's go to Amazon. So I got Microsoft, Meta, Amazon. Still trading above the 10. Like I said, just nothing. Look at the volume here. So maybe I am a degenerate trader. And then Google or Alphabet, same thing. No volume, no movement, flat as a pancake. And then Nvidia just cannot get out of its own way, this stock. It's tried to get up to that 50 today and close right at it, and just doing absolutely nothing, going sideways forever. I mean, if you look at it, what did it close at? 193, 139.93 today. And you can go back to yeah, the middle of summer here, what, June 20th? It was 140 and now it's 140. So it hasn't gone anywhere in like 6 months. So pretty tough to own Nvidia right now when other stocks are trending higher. And I'm going to get to that. I showed you Broadcom, but I want to show you another stock, Astera Labs. And this is one where if you missed, I just look at this IPO and just say this is like your cup. and then it came up and formed this little handle and pulled back. You could say that was, the first gap higher at 70, but then it's made this quantum leap, no pun intended, as I am going to get to the quantum stocks. 38% on November 5th, which was the election day, right? So this one just ripped, pulled back here and gave you a chance to get in, right? Ripped higher, then pulled back again, right back, every time to this 5 EMA. So yeah, it's extended from this base, right? It's nowhere near a base. It's extended by price. It's extended by time. It's extended by every measure, right? But if you want to own this stock, you got to buy it on a pullback, right? Even though it's extended, right? These are the leaders that you want to own. They're the ones showing strength. If you're in the market, like I own this stock, I bought it. I've got a nice cushion on it, but I still don't want to give any profits back. But I expect it to pull back to this 5 EMA or 10 EMA, excuse me, once again. Um, how far above it? It's 10% above its 10, so that's 132. It could go up to 150 or 160 and then pull back, to 150. And by the time it finally does pull back to its 10, but at some point it's going to pull back to this 10 EMA. And you can just see how many times, it's done this, pull back to the 10, gap higher, pull back, gap higher. There's that one that really gapped up 38%, but pulled back, and every time it rises up, it pulls back to that moving average. So, um, yeah, that's just, if you want to play, A-Lab, you just got to wait for the pullback. You have to have enough discipline here to wait for that pullback and not just go chasing this thing. Because if you chase it, I guarantee if I bought this today, it would pull back tomorrow like 5%, and I'd be selling it and I'd be underwater and I'd be hating life. So that's why I don't do that. All right, Marvell, another one of these strong semiconductor names with Broadcom, with Astera Labs. This one, semiconductor fabless name, pull back to its 10 as well. The gapped higher on earnings and it gapped up on Broadcom's earnings and then just pull back to the 21. And now it's closed today above all moving averages here. Once again, Marvell, super strong stock, 2.7% above its 10. So not bad. Let it come in a little more if you're interested in that one. CRDO is another one that I like. Gapped higher, pull back to the moving average, gapped higher, pull back to, well, this is the Powell day, right? Um, what day was that? The 18th. Yeah. Whew, man, 5%. Powell really hammered us. And then Thursday, Friday, recovered. And then Monday, Tuesday, and it's up, a decent amount this week. Yeah, 5%. So I'd say that's a nice bounce off your moving average. So if you look at the weekly, you just say, it's just having an inside week, allowing the moving averages to catch up. So right there around $72, that's fine. Credo is doing fantastic. And the other one I looked at today, GRR, GRRR, Gorilla Technology Group. Look at that candle, man. That's a power move. We got to take a look at the weekly. This computer tech services in there with Dave and SOUN. I've got to show these. I'm going to show a couple of these a little later. Taiwan-based, quant computing. Anyway, Dave, I mentioned that one as well, so I should show you that one. Um, had a nice move here, and then of course, on the Powell whack day, it was down nearly 14%. Pull back to the 21 is all it did in the last about four sessions. It's pounded higher, up nearly 15% this week. So Dave is home, doing quite well. And the last one I wanted to show you, kind of got distracted there. SMTC is another semiconductor fabulous stock. And this one is, made this big move higher up to 70.27 and just kind of pinching in here. We like this little pinch. And pretty soon as the volume contracts and it pinches in a little tighter, this one's probably going to pop. So I'm definitely watching this one as well. Anyway, I'm going to get out of that group. Go to the software names because you can kind of tell what names that are being bought right now. It's pretty obvious, the A Labs and the Reddits and the Palantir has just been on fire, of course, Tesla too. But once again, this has a lot of profit to be had here. If we go back to election day once again, this was been a big mover. since November 5. Yeah, up 61%. So there's profits to be had there. So Tesla, Palantir down today, but they won't be down very long. Um, Another one that I like, I put on my, I expect this one to bounce list, and I don't consider this a bounce yet. This thing is still trading tight with low volume. I expect this one to move either after the Santa rally or during it, but pretty darn soon. App 11. I like it above the 350 level. Why 350? Because that was last week's high. 350 exactly, and did a little peekaboo above it earlier this week. 350.24. Or was that today? Yeah, it was today. Okay. So I'm definitely watching that one above 350, close at 346. App 11 looking pretty darn good. And the last one is in the software name, just DUOL. This is Duolingo. Once again, kind of, pinching in here on, got that downtrend line. It's kind of flagging. So expect some more lighter volume days, and eventually this one, I believe, will pop higher. Duolingo. Anyway, that's it for the software names. I did mention Reddit earlier. Obviously, this one's being bought. It's just trending along. It's 10 EMA as well, but you got to wait for it to come back, to the 10. Keeps consistently finding that moving average. So don't chase it up here at 180. It hit 182.20 today. So it traded at an all-time high today and then pulled back into the close. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, there's the big spike and the sell-off. But yeah, people want to own this stock, and I believe it's going to be a $200 stock in time. Um, I don't know what's going on with this stock. This is Rumble, another one of these internet content stocks, making new highs today. Just pointing out, 28% move. That's a relative strength. And then Grinder, it's that dating app for certain folks. Anyway, up 2.5%, making new highs today. Just pointing out strength here, folks. Um, Dutch Bros. I like Dutch Bros. I think I just put this in because I like it. Yeah, this is a nice bounce off the 10 here. I should have had this one on the list because it, gapped higher, ran up, made a new high, then pulled back to the 21 and found support. And let's find the 18th here. It's always a pink day for every stock. It was down 3% and pulled back to the 21 on the Jerome Powell Fed-induced hawkish cut. And now it's recovered. And did it make a new high today? No, very close though. So Dutch Bros, one of the retail names that I like, Urban. Of course, who doesn't like this? Look at this thing. I mean, making new highs, right? We like that. Breaking out of this base. You can see the base on base pattern and just romping higher. Urban Outfitters, super strong stock. Deckers as well. Um, yeah, trading nicely. And the other one I wanted to show was Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know if it got upgraded or not today, but man, nice move. I'm sure, Christmas, holiday shopping. Uh, Dick's, went by there today as well, man. And people are shopping, folks. So Dick's should do well. I mean, the retail sale numbers were up, and leisure spending doing pretty well. So, and then BBW, no, I didn't go to Build-A-Bear, but yeah, definitely making new highs today. And there is some strength in retail. It is hit and miss though, because there's a lot of stocks that are not doing well. All right, that's it for that retail group. I got to get to the crypto names. I'm going to cut it short today. It's a pretty much a blasé market. So I'm just going to acknowledge some strength in crypto and then some weakness. This is a Robinhood, the platform. It's open, I guess, 24 hours now. You can gamble all day long. You can go in there and buy and sell stuff, in 24 hours, I believe, on Robinhood. Anyway, this stock is doing well, but MSTR is not. This one's more tethered to the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been struggling since the Powell announcement, and gosh, MicroStrategy down another 5% today, and then Coin. This one, wow, pull back to its 50. It broke out of a base, hit that high of 349.75, pull back to the 50. Normally, I would expect to see this thing bounce, but it's just not doing it, partially because, Bitcoin has been struggling. Anyway, that's it for the crypto name. Just some other names that I'm watching here. Intuitive Surgical. that's what you want, to see, um, pulling back to the 50 and bouncing nicely. This Da Vinci um, stock 2.75% move this week, not bad. And GEV, I'm watching this one, but it's not really, well, I guess, well, it broke out from this base, ran hard, right? Made that high of 357.09, pulled back to the 50 for the first time since breaking out of its base. And that's usually a gift. Pulled back to 314 and then ran up, made a run towards 350 there at 348.99. Pull back to its 10 today, not bad. Still, I consider that a decent bounce and, slight pullback today. But if you look at this week's action and the bounce off the 50 last week was when it really moved. Yeah, and 3.2% move. That's not bad. GEV, this is one of the stocks that I believe I'm going to put on my stocks for my list of 10 stocks for 2025 because this is a cohort that's not going to go away. The data centers need energy and they need a lot of energy, and this is a big part of it. So is VST, but this thing just cannot bounce. It's just married, it's hugging that 50 and it's pissing me off. Invert, it's below its 50, so that thing looking like a short here. Which was once support is now resistance, and the 50 is providing some strong resistance for VRT. And the last one I want to look at is TOST. Pulled back to the 50 for the first time since the breakout, and it popped a little bit, last week, but it 1.8% this week, I should say. That's not that's not what I'm looking for. I'm expecting a bigger move from TOST. It closed just a tick above its 10 today, so it's got to get its rear in gear. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Except for in honor of the great Steve Jobs, I just got to mention these quantum computing stocks because if I was a day trader or trying to win an investment challenge, I would be day trading the heck out of these. Why? Because this is pretty much the only thing moving a lot. And it's, the stocks like Rigetti, which I looked at their up 36% again today. I don't know, what is it for the week? Like, yeah, 65%. That's why I would be day trading. I wouldn't hold them overnight because I don't want to wake up with a 20% loss, but I would trade them during the day. And this one closed nicely today. Yeah, look at that close, high volume close at the end. So look for that one tomorrow. Oh, I should go back to the 5 minute chart because you can see at the open, so opened up lower, 1076 was the low, and just, buyers all day long close it so 10 to 15, essentially a 50% move from the low to the high today. So that's a good day trading stock. But I looked at their quarter from what was August report, and they had they lost $16 million in the quarter, right? They made like 2 million and lost 18 million, so it was a 16 million net loss. But they're being priced on a forward growth, so. We'll see what happens. Now, all of these are trading like in the same type of cohort. And they're all, of course, not the same company, and they're all not going to, deliver in 2025 like they have here. But right now, I mean, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, right? QBTS, it was only up 25% today. What a laggard. It looks like that high volume close too, where it closed near the high of the day at 98% of the daily range, which was a big range too. Once again, they sold off at the open and immediately got bought up. So that's D Wave, QBTS, and then QUBT is another one. I mean, only up 12.5%. This is really kind of, I'm laughing, but yeah, this is what I would be trying to day trade here if I was, in a competition and trying to, win an investment challenge, something like that. But fortunately, I'm not in that position where I have to make these trades. But yeah, this is what my buddies call, the degenerate gambler stocks here. Archer Aviation is another one. It's a aircraft, drones, quantum computing. I mean, they're all in the same group. This is Art Red Cat Holdings. This is that drone company. made another new high today. It was only up 13%. What a laggard. Um, LUNR, same thing, just ripping higher, 14%. UMAC, like I say, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. And they closed today near their highs, a lot of them. There you see the sell-off in the morning and closing strong. And IONQ, I was watching this one as well early in the session, and it closed near the highs. It was only up 8%. What a dog. 17% above its 10. So you're talking about extended. Yeah, these things are kind of extended, but sold off at the open. So today, you could have had it this morning near the 42 level, closed at 48. So, yeah, like I said, they're good vehicles for day trading, but man, I just wouldn't want to hold them overnight. I'm a chicken that way. I'm a coward. I just don't want to be put in that position. That's all. It's just not my style. This is a Soundhound pullback at the open. I was watching this one as well. I expected a move like this, give you the old okey doke in the morning. Made that low of 1963, which was a very good year, and then closed up at 24.23. Uh, yeah, these stocks just pulling back and then blasting higher. RDW, another one in the same kind of group, just pulling out of this base or just blasting out of there. Made that high of 15.25, this little V type shape. Closed Tuesday right at 15 and blasted right through it today like it was nothing. Pooped through a goose, 13.5% move today. And then Rocket Lab, the name speaks for itself. Same type of profile there where it, made that high, pull back, and then this was a little bit of a base here, and then blasted to a new high today. See what that looks like. Yeah, just like a little 4 or 5 week base and making a new high today in Rocket Lab. So, being supported at the moving average. This one not quite as extended like the rest of them. It's only 11.8% above its 10, kind of like a lab, right? What did I say? That was 10 something percent. Yeah, these things. So a lot of strength. Anyway, just showing you some strength. The quantum stocks are making a quantum leap. And anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll post in the morning. Not expecting, a lot tomorrow, probably even lighter volume tomorrow on the Nasdaq, but make no mistake about it, the Nasdaq is the leading index here. If you're just riding the trend of some of these stronger names, I see no reason why, these to stop um, as we go through this Santa Claus rally, which started on Tuesday. Today was day two, and these names continue to show well. And I don't see any reason, you can hold them into the year end. At least that's what I'm planning on doing anyway. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.